Well, welcome back to spring at the Citystead. I'm Josh, and as you can tell, for some reason it is snowing. It is definitely springtime, dang it. Oh, but what are you gonna do? It snows sometimes this late in the year, which is why, if you haven't seen this video right here, we have a rule that we always follow. Pretty much nothing goes in the ground until after Mother's Day. That Mother's Day weekend is like the first official kind of planting type weekend. So with there being snow today, kind of got me thinking a little bit about some mail that came. I bet you guys have no idea what this is. So I was not expecting this. Just gonna call it extra garlic. I thought I had everything I ordered accounted for, so either they messed up or I miscounted, but I could have swore that I planted this. In fact, it's on my list of stuff I planted. So I'm not gonna complain about getting some garlic this late in the year. The only thing is, here in Michigan we normally plant a hardneck garlic. Hardneck garlic is for sure overwinter garlic. It has to go in the ground in the fall, and then you harvest it the next spring, next summer. And the one cool thing about hardneck garlic is that it develops a scape, which is like an edible shoot where the flower is that comes off of it, and it's super, super tasty. I love to grill it up with a little olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe a little Parmesan, something like that. Just grill it up and I'll eat them like that. They're kind of garlicky tasting, but it's like a really good garlic flavor. So, scapes out of the hardnecks. There is a soft neck garlic, and that is kind of the garlic you normally buy at the supermarket, right? Soft neck garlic stores a lot longer, and that's actually what this stuff is right here, soft neck garlic. So since we are actively trying to start an urban garlic farm here at the Citystead, I definitely don't want to waste this garlic. Being that it's a soft neck, it is probably better suited for warmer weather. It's probably something you would get from like California. They would plant it in the spring. I don't expect to have a giant yield of a garlic from stuff I plant in the springtime. Just because our season is not really conducive to short growing for garlic, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a try anyways. See, a lot of this stuff's already got shoots coming out the top of it, which is great. That's actually what we would want to see. That means it's ready to go. It's ready to start forming some roots. What are we gonna do with all this garlic? I'm thinking garlic is a natural kind of pest deterrent. Very popular amongst many gardeners as a good companion plant to deter spider mites, beetles, especially like Japanese beetles. I know a lot of people use it around their rose bushes, stuff like that. So being that we know garlic is sort of a companion plant, a pest deterrent, I'm gonna plant probably a clove of all this stuff in almost all the different garlic beds I have. So I have a lot of garlic here, and by a lot, I mean a lot. All right, so I got it all peeled apart. We got 47 cloves of Transylvania garlic. I really don't have that much space to put any of this stuff because I got a lot of beds I need to use for planting, but with this, I'm gonna squeeze it into a bunch of different beds. We're gonna try to use it as pest control, see how that works. So one of the claims is that garlic can actually deter rabbits and groundhogs. I don't know how true that is. It seems, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it could be possible, I guess, the stench. So what we're gonna do is right over here where our hive is, our little apiary. Back there in that corner, that's kind of where that groundhog used to always come in. And part of my reason to put in the bees back here was I was hoping that maybe they would deter it a little bit. I don't know how true that is or not, but I'm going to plant some garlic over here. I'm not going to put it back there because it'll limit my access to behind the hive. So what we will do is put it over here in this small garden bed that's still back here. And I'm just going to plant a few cloves kind of along the back wall there. and we'll see if that does anything, because this is the area he would come up in. So if he's smelling that smell and it actually does deter him, he would stop digging hopefully and book it out of here and leave me alone. One of the other claims is that garlic is really good for roses. We got a couple of rose bushes here. I don't really want them to be here because they're right up against the house and they kind of rip up the window screens, but they are here, so we're going to try to do this. Now this is also where I grow all my asparagus. It's not a bad little patch, pretty productive for us actually. So I have to be a little bit careful because I'm not sure how well these mix together. I didn't see anything that said, you know, don't do these two together. So we're still going to give it a try. We're going to go along the way back there, a little bit of space behind the asparagus, and plant a few garlic cloves just to see what it will do for these rose bushes. So the soil right here is not really that great. It's very hard, clumpy, kind of rocky type soil, which is really good for the asparagus apparently because it loves it. It's been there 4 or 5 years now, and we've always had a really good asparagus harvest. So how that is for garlic, I don't know, but that might be good if the garlic actually grows there. It'll help, you know, spread that soil a little bit, make it a little bit better for next year. All right. Now we're gonna go back in the garden area. We're literally just gonna drop a clove in every little raised bed there is. Just kind of pick a corner, drop a clove in it, and we're gonna see if that will help deter some pests like spider mites, stuff like that, the beetles, really a lot of beetles, a lot of vine borer type pest, and really the spider mites. It's kind of the big thing, especially for like a tomato. Those red spider mites, if you get those, garlic is supposed to be good for that. So maybe we'll throw a couple in our tomato alley back there too. We'll see. I'm just gonna drop cloves until I run out. All right, so I planted a couple over that herb garden over there. Just a few, handful, and we got down to the last few here. And I got this one spot back here. So this was elephant garlic that I had purchased, planted, and it's very, very slow going. It also needs a little bit more space, but I only put 6 in this bed. They're just now coming up. I can see where they're at. So I'm gonna plant these last couple I got in here. It's not very many in with those, and this bed would just be another bed of garlic. Say, originally I had kept a lot of this bed open because I was thinking about planting tomatoes in here again. We did last year and they did really good here. We got a really nice little harvest out of 4 tomato plants. So I got the elephant garlic in the front, kind of goes about halfway back, and now I have those at the very end of the bed. It still gives me room to plant at least 2 tomatoes. If I do one in the corner, in the front corner over here, that also will probably be fine. This garlic will be able to grow up still. It'll already be to the top by the time we ever get tomatoes out here, especially with the snow. It's very important to clean your weapons after you're done using them. So like this Hori Hori, actually a new one that I got. I've been thinking about doing a review video on it, so I'm kind of comparing it to my old reliable bare bones Hori Hori. It's not doing too bad, but I'm gonna make sure I keep it clean because that's how we make it last longer. I dip it in some water, brush off anything with the towel. Now it's, oof, slice my thumb off. Now it's good enough to store away. Trust me, I am a professional. Oh, jeez. I already cut a finger on the other hand with a different knife the other day. I'm looking real good out here. All right, guys, that is spring garlic in Michigan. It can be done from what I understand. I've never actually done it myself. I've always done the fall and then harvest in the early summer. One of the reasons is that, you know, in Michigan we do a lot of that hardneck garlic. Getting it to last all through winter into spring, that's kind of a hard thing to do, right? So having spring sprouting garlic is not really something we would normally have. But I got sent this stuff. Transylvania is what it's called. I got this stuff from Burpee. They had a really big sale on garlic, and that's when I had bought a bunch of it from them. It was like 50% off, like insane amount. I was like, well, I got to do it because I'm trying to grow a lot of garlic, and it was a really good deal at the time. So it was sort of later in the year, last year, if you guys remember right. Or if I'm remembering right, if you guys remember. It was late in the year. That's when I kind of started really getting into the garlic farm ideal. I planted quite a bit, and then I got the sale from Burpee. I seen it, and I kind of went, I'm doing it for sure. I'm jumping into it. I bought a lot of it. So this stuff came. We planted it out now. We're kind of using it. So this is like a twofold test. We're testing spring garlic in Michigan. Is it possible? That's test number one. Test number two is how well it actually acts as a pest deterrent. Now, we have garlic basically everywhere in our yard. We have it everywhere in our garden. If I have pests this year, I'm gonna lose my mind. No, you know, garlic is supposed to work for certain things. There's still gonna be other pests that will make it through garlic. They don't care at all about the scent of garlic. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all unfolds. If you guys are really interested in the garlic farm and what's going on, I will link the playlist at the end of this video for you to check out some of the beginning stages of it. My thought process into why I thought garlic was going to be my key to starting a farm business, and then some of the planting steps that we went through and all that kind of stuff, and then it'll bring you to today, present day garlic farm, where we will be doing the full garlic tour very soon. Hopefully next week you can get a look at everything happening out there. I have probably given you a little bit of sneak peeks here and there throughout other videos. Literally there's just garlic all over my garden. It's all back there. It's in the middle of those beds. There's a couple beds over here with it. It's behind us. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all along the fence lines. There's a lot. Like I said, over 1,000 cloves of garlic planted on my urban lot, and I will be doing the full tour. Hoping that will come out next week. Should come out next week. I think I'll have enough time. So, that's what I got for you today. We planted some spring garlic. We're gonna see how it does. This is experimentation time, and kind of put up and shut up for pest deterrent. We're gonna find out if it actually works or not. Yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop. Don't worry, I will. I'll show you everything. I'll show you if it fails. I'll show you all the big nasty bugs if it does nothing. But I'm gonna go inside and get out of this weird fall winter day here in the middle of spring. So remember, guys, be bold and grow bold, and as always, I'll see you in that very next video.